there, cover the cut used by
Blocks the layup attempt. That's big time by Giannis. Lakers regain the lead.
What's up, YouTube? Franchise Sports TV back again with another video. So yesterday, there was a NBA-NPA agreement that took place. But before I get into that, like, share, subscribe, and also comment down below. That also helps as well. You guys are very entertaining, haters or supporters of the channel alike. So keep it going. But anyways, let's move on. So according to ESPN's Adrian Wojnarowski, we have a new 7-year collective bargaining agreement that happened around earlier yesterday. So reading this article of ESPN, the NBA and the National Basketball Players Association have reached an agreement on a new 7-year collective bargaining agreement, promising labor peace throughout the rest of the decade, sources told ESPN early Saturday morning. The tentative deal, which starts with the 2023-24 season, was announced by the league and union and is expected to be ratified by leagues, governors, and players in the coming weeks. The deal includes a mutual opt-out after the 6-year, sources say. Among the key elements of the deal described to ESPN, the NBA is curbing the ability of the highest spending teams such as the Golden State Warriors, the LA Clippers, to continue running up salary and luxury tax spending while still maintaining mechanisms to add talent to their roster. The league is implementing a second salary cap upon $17.5 million over the tax line, and those teams will lose several key team building mechanisms, including the taxpayer mid-level exception, utilizing cash and trades, moving first-round picks to drafts that are 7 years away, signing free agent players in the buyout market, and taking on more money than is being sent out in trade sources. So I guess those are the changes. I guess that makes sense. You keep racking up the tax spending money, you got to lose some things. In recent years, there has been an average of 3 teams in this highest salary and tax range. The NBA decided punitive luxury tax bills do not curb spending habits of some leagues' wealthiest franchises to exceed cap, and leagues hope as these measures will bring more parity to competition. So they say. The NBA initially wanted an upper spending limit, especially a hard cap, but the union rejected that kind of monumental change in talks. Under these changes, Golden State Dante DiVincenzo, Milwaukee's Joe Ingles, Boston's Dino Gallinari, and Brooklyn's Patty Mills, and former Clippers guard John Wall wouldn't be able to sign with those teams last summer. It's interesting. The Clippers' accusation of the Clippers getting Norman Powell and Robert Covington last season will also not be allowed as LA took on more money than they sent out in the deal with Blazers. As a counter to those spending limitations, the NBA, getting these words mixed up, the new CBA focused largely on increasing opportunities for a vast majority of teams, both and above the salary cap. There will be new spending and trade opportunities for teams at the middle and lower spectrum of payrolls, including larger trade expectations, new expanded expectations to salary cap. Also, there's a less punitive system for teams at the lower end of luxury taxes, sources say. Enough about all that. Because I don't think most of y'all are really interested in the business side and taxes and all that stuff. The stuff you guys are probably looking forward to hearing about the new CBA is the load management and other things. So, in an attempt to curb load management and lost games among star players, the NBA is trying eligibility for postseason awards such as all NBA teams and MVP to a mandatory 65 games played. So they got to play 65 games to be considered for any awards. The 65 game minimum does come with some conditions. The in-season tournament, which I don't understand for the hell of me what they're trying to do that, but the in-season tournament could arrive as soon as 2023-24 season. The event will I don't understand I'm reading. What's the point of this? The event will include pool play games baked into the regular season schedule starting in November, with 8 teams advancing to a single elimination tournament in December. The Final Four will be held at a neutral site, which is Las Vegas, prominent in discussion. All right. I don't understand the in-season tournament at all. The NBA for the last, let's say, 30, 40 years has been fine with the structure they got right now when it comes to season. It's already enough that they had to end at that play-in term, but an in-season tournament for what, son? For what? This is all just to make more money, of course. Each in-season tournament game will count toward regular season standings. The two finals will ultimately play on the 83rd game that will not count in the regular season. Winning players and coaches will earn additional prize money. The NBA and NPA have agreed to increase the upper limits on extensions from 20% increase on the current deal to 140%, which could have a significant impact on future stars like Celtics forward Jaylen Brown. Under the current rules, Brown will be allowed to sign a 4-year extension worth $165 million. With the extension rules increased to 140%, however, Brown, who is set to earn $31.8 million next year, the final year of his contract, will be able to reach his 4-year maximum $189 million. It's the same thing with Sabonis Jr. Is currently on a 4-year, $111 million extension that jumps up to $121 million. God, these players making a lot of money just to play a ball. Some of the biggest success stories emerged from the two-way pipeline. I guess they're talking about the G League. I'm just reading. Austin Reeves, Alex Caruso, Los Angeles Lakers, Duncan Robinson, Max Strauss, Anthony Lamb, Jose Alvaro, and Lou Dortz from Oklahoma City. So I guess there's an increase. I skipped that part. There's an increase in two-way contract slots, jumping from 2 to 3 per team. Two-way contracts were created in 2017. Collective bargaining agreement as a vehicle for teams to develop younger players. It has been seen as a success as it became a route to players earning long-term homes in the league, in several cases becoming major contributions. So that's what they're saying. The success stories came from Austin Reeves, Alex Caruso, Duncan Robinson. The agreement landed early Saturday morning after both sides agreed to extend a midnight Eastern Time deadline for the league to opt out of its final year of the previous CBA. NBA's Commissioner Adam Silver and NBA PA Executive Director Tamika Tremaggio and negotiators on both sides, including NBA's Dan Rude and the union's Ron Kempler, hammer out remaining details on the agreement, sources say. None of this sounds like it improves the quality of the league. At all, for me. I don't. It's not they did more and trying to extend and make players prosper, but the biggest problem when it comes to one of the biggest problems when it comes to NBA is that load management. Just a couple days ago, they sit Kawhi Leonard out after the first half against the Memphis Grizzlies so they can rest him for the next game, and they end up losing that game, the next game against the Pelicans. Stuff like that is crazy. It doesn't make any sense. There should be some type of harsh or something. I don't know, man. I don't see myself watching NBA. Not too much not any longer. I think it's coming. I think it's coming close to an end for me when it comes to watching the current NBA, because I can't do it no more. I can't. I won't. I can't.